Hi, it's Charles from NOM and Migration. Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia, on yesterday's press conference mentioned that there is expected 85% decline in net overseas migration to Australia. Alright, so here is what he said. There's also been, we've heard today, a significant fall expected in net overseas migration, not migration intake, which is expected to fall by about a third this year, financial year, and by 85% of its peak or of its previous year in the following year in 2021, 22. A bit of the confusion. So let's go to the actual website. Okay, so here it is. Press conference, Australian Parliament House, ACT, 1st of May 2020, Prime Minister. Here is what he said. There's also been blah 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 blah. Net overseas migration. See, he's mentioning net overseas migration, not migration intake. Okay, what is the difference between the net overseas migration and migration intake? I will explain that in a moment. So, net overseas migration is based on the actual historical data. It's about what a lot of people are thinking about, and what prospective migrants seems to be panicking about is migration intake. He's not talking about the migration intake. So net overseas migration is calculated by Australian Bureau of Statistics, and it's based on the actual data, number of international people coming to Australia, staying over here and leaving Australia. It was 232,100 between October 2018 and September 2019. Migration intake is totally different thing, and it is a planned level for PR visa grants for a financial year, and it's set on 160,000 for financial year 1920. It does not seem it does not mean that 120,000 permanent residency visas will be granted in this financial year. Could be less than that. For last financial year, it was over 190,000 visas predicted, but they granted only about 160,000. So in current situation, I'm not sure if 160,000 visas will be granted or it's going to be less than that. In the future, will show. Okay, so net overseas migration. What is net overseas migration actually? It's based on an international traveler's duration of stay being in or out of Australia for 12 months or more over the 16 months period of time. So this is about the people who are coming to Australia, staying in Australia, or leaving Australia. So those who have stayed in Australia for 12 months within the 6 months period of time. So it does not mean that these are the permanent residents. Permanent residents actually are might not be counted over here. It's about temporary visa holders, all of students, 485, 407, 482 visa holders, and the other ones who are actually the temporary residents over here. So it's number of incoming people and number of outgoing international travelers. It's a difference between those two. NOM is the net gain or loss of population through immigration to Australia and immigration from Australia. So more information, more details are on the Australian Home Affairs website. So this is the link and this is the website. Okay, you can have a look what is over here. What is the where the data from net overseas migration is coming from is Australian Bureau of Statistics website. You can go over there. Okay, let's go over there. You will have to download one of those spreadsheets. I don't remember which one, and then you will get the actual data. See, it's about net overseas migration. December 2018, it's counted quarterly, so quarter of December 2018, so that would be, I think, October, November, December, probably, maybe the other way, and then another 3 quarters, so for that period of time, for that year, 232,100. Okay, so this is the net overseas migration, people who were in Australia on the temporary visas. Is NOM part of permanent visa program? Not directly, it's not. Okay, it's based on the actual the historical data. permanent visa program, migration program, or migration intake, it's about the levels. It's how many visas are going to grant, how many permanent visas are they going to grant in the actual financial year. So for this financial year, it's 160,000 visas. So here is the link to the website. Let's go over there. So here it is, migration program planning levels, total of 160,000 and 108,682 for skill program, and for family program almost 50, then special eligibility and child visas. So migration program, that's not what Scott Morrison is referring to, okay? So is net overseas migration decline good for PR visa aspirants? It might sound odd, but if you're already in Australia working towards your permanent residency, you might be actually in a better position, okay? Less people coming to Australia, less competition for the skilled visas, so who knows, maybe those who are in Australia will be lucky, getting a permanent visa easier than today. But the question remains, if the if less people coming to Australia, if the economic situation will not impact the migration program levels, if they will not change the composition of these levels. Remember, employer sponsored, skilled independent, and so on and so on. If they will make it 600 instead of 16,000, it may. We don't know that. Okay? So that's how it is. If you need to discuss your situation, feel free to book a consultation with migration agent or give us a call so we can have a chat. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and see you soon. Thank you.